going on, everyone? Long time no see, no talk. I didn't plan on making a video today, but Maria's been sick for the last week. She has like a chest infection, and I just haven't had really any time in this space to make a video. I know that's an excuse, but she's upstairs sleeping now, and I had a break from my work, and I thought, you know what? Why not? And this is going to be a short video, I say that every time, and then I end up rambling. Hi, welcome. My name is Jeff, and I am a full-time reseller on a whole bunch of platforms. And this might be one of my last videos. It might be. I'm definitely winding down, I think. I'm not saying I'm never going to come back. I'm not even saying this is one of my last videos, but it definitely feels like I've said everything that I need to say. I wanted to tell you, I had a really funny bit that I was gonna do. The phone gag that I do, and it was I was gonna have myself talking to like a Poshmark seller who was freaking out about the fee structure change that Posh did, and because I had watched some videos and I just found it absolutely hilarious when these Posh sellers were talking about cross-listing to eBay to make up for their lost Posh sales, because apparently whoever's running Posh had this crazy, stupid idea, and it is one of the stupidest ideas that I have ever heard, to start, to act like they're giving us break-in fees when they're actually not, and then charging the buyer and then actually making more money. It's just asinine. In fact, so the bit was going to be like, well, if you think you're going to make your money up selling on eBay, you got another thing coming, because eBay has been a shit show for 18 months. And in my opinion, it is absolutely no better than it was a year ago. It's not my items. In fact, I've been putting up even better items, in my opinion. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. So, and so I saw that Poshmark had, they may be reconsidering their fee structure. But I mean, to be honest with you, like, so many of these platforms are just, they're run by complete idiots. Idiots who take no input from actual resellers. I mean, and eBay, in my opinion, eBay is the cringiest of them all. And that kind of ties into one of the main reasons, and there are a number of reasons why I haven't been making content. I've been watching I watch a few people religiously, and the state of the reseller platforms, in my opinion, I just think they don't know what they're doing. I think they're run by complete morons, and they don't actually get it. To try to the whole idea of transferring fees to the buyers, or a partial bit of the buyers, in this economy, not going to happen. It's not going to happen. In fact, it's only going to do one of two things, in my opinion. It's going to cause a resurgence in local sales, of which I think we've already have been seeing. I know that's one of my biggest areas of growth, has been local sales. And I think I think it will create, there will be some sort of new site that will come. I know I've been talking about this, and I may talk. I'm going to see how this video goes. I do want to kind of circle back to district. I did have my first district sale, and there's some reasons of extreme optimism with that platform. I think we'll see how this video goes. And if I don't get to it in this video, then I will definitely be making another video about districts and kind of showing you how they are ranking in Google. At least a lot of my items are as well. I think it's more about getting buyers to buy into, to kind of have that trust. But coming back to why I'm not making videos, at least not right now, I don't find any joy in it anymore in regards to eBay. I still think that promoted listings and search, and I've really been enjoying Carl's videos on eBay Life about the AI, and a lot of what the AI is talking about, how buyers' trust in eBay is going to be most likely continually being eroded as you search for items and you get all these promoted garbage listings, things that you're not searching for. It's gonna not be known as a site to go and find unique things. It's gonna be known as a site where search is a mess. It's broken. eBay thinks that they know what buyers want. They're still not showing people's listings, bottom line. This video is going to be all over the map. I've had things that I wanted to talk about, and I didn't write anything down because I just didn't know when I was going to do a video. And in true Hayfro fashion, I just impulsively get on and start talking. And I've already lost my train of thought. Let's see here. What the heck was I talking about? eBay. Oh. Search being messed up. Oh. I have on my store right now 77 offers that I've sent out. I don't know why all of a sudden I am getting a ton of ability to send offers to watchers, but they're not translating into sales. I personally feel that 80 to 85% of the offers that we send out are not actually going to anybody who has actively clicked to add an item to a watch list, i.e. somebody who is actually interested in buying our item. Because the conversions are not matching with the amount of offers that I'm sending. I think I think eBay is trying to make us think that we are having more interest in our items than there actually is. That's just my thoughts. Let me know if, and we have no way to really track this other than the fact from our historical, if we send out X amount of offers, then it converts into X amount of sales. Sorry, I need to read this email. I'm just kidding. All right, it's no big deal. So that's just my hunch. Because I haven't got any recently, but I was getting tons of offers being sent to me on items that I never watched, never had. I mean, I was basically just doing comps. So much so that I called eBay not once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times, because I was trying to find a way to turn that off. I was trying to find a way to not receive offers that I never wanted. because it's like, it's spam. And I get that I'm doing that as well to others. But they're so far, nobody has been able to find a way to turn that off. It's almost like we can't opt out of receiving offers. And I wouldn't blame any buyer who opted out because they're getting too many. And it's eBay's fault, because they're allowing us. We should only be able to send offers out to people who have actually added. And I mean, personally, I don't like that whole system at all. I think it just trains buyers to add an item to a watch list, knowing that sellers are desperate and that they're going to go ahead. And I don't like it on Posh. I really don't like it on Posh, because once you send an offer to one person, you can't send out another offer unless it's higher than your previous one. So I don't know. eBay is just too, I don't like talking about eBay anymore, because I know that I'm going to get myself in trouble, because I have nothing good to say about them. And no, my mom never told me to, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything about it. Don't say anything about them at all. It's just more like resellers who are on YouTube who are acting like everything's okay with eBay. I don't know what magic bullet they've got going on. But and things have been going acceptable because I've been cross-listing. And that's another thing that has been keeping me, I just don't have time. I don't have time to make videos. It's not worth it monetarily. YouTube changed something, oh man, I don't know, must have been 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago. And it messed with people's views. People weren't, so my last couple videos, the views were down nearly 50%. And I'm just like, what's the point of making videos if I'm not making any money off of them? I mean, everybody comes on here and says, oh, I want to help. And I want to help also, but I want to get paid. It's because I can't justify taking the time to making a video, the time that it takes to, there's a lot of mental real estate that goes into content creating. It's not just the time that it takes for me to make the video. It's the time, from the time that you hit publish. And then if I do a premiere, then I'm normally on that premiere for the 45 minutes to an hour that the video is, engaging with everybody. Then as soon as that's done, it's on to the next video. It's I have to start mentally thinking about, what am I going to do? What am I going to talk about? And it all takes up mental space. And then, comments, responding to comments. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and YouTube has changed, and not for the better. So yeah, I don't know. And now I'm starting to think okay, I'm actually probably going to become demonetized if I don't start making regular content, but I don't want to start making regular content. So I'll probably make a few more videos and see how it goes, see what the views are, and if they stay really, really suppressed or down, and it looks like I'm all but surely going to become demonetized, then that would definitely be probably the nail in the coffin for me for my YouTube days. And I'm okay with that, really. I've made some good friendships out of this. I've keep in contact with some of those people, but I also feel that the community, the amount of good content that's being put out these days, it's not the same, in my opinion, it's not the same level that it was a year ago. I feel like a lot of people have either disappeared, or their content has shifted and changed, and maybe not tackling the issues that, and everyone is doing their own thing for their own reason. I'm not faulting anybody for that. But at the same time, I just feel like if I stay creating content, I can only complain, criticize, call out eBay so many times. And to what? Like potentially have them do some sort of retaliation? I mean, they've done things like that in the past. Not interested in that. But all of the platforms have their own, problems. And yeah, I have found that cross-listing has helped immensely. I don't use a cross-lister. I do it all manually. And it takes time. But I think I've had 18 sales on 18 sales on Etsy, maybe about 18 sales on Posh. It's not a lot, but I only have 101 listings on Etsy right now and 160 on Posh. And the Posh it is in Canada, so my audience is significantly lesser than if it was a US account. So I expect to have lower sales with Posh relative to kind of like what it would be if my Posh was in the States. So yeah, I basically kind of, I really should have had an outline of the things that I wanted to say. One thing I did want to say is that I cannot go positive year over year on my account. Every time I get close, they throttle me. And it shouldn't be that way. You send out all these offers and I have the most in value of items on my store than I ever have. You can't grow. You can't. Okay, actually, let me rephrase that. eBay is a platform, and I kind of have proof of this. I'm not going to talk about it. I mean, I'm not going to share it. I might pass on some of the information that I have to someone else and have them break it. But eBay is a platform of chosen ones. And if you're amongst the chosen ones, and you can probably guess who some of them are, some of the YouTubers, but they don't have to just be YouTubers. If you're one of the chosen ones, you will get sales. eBay will push your items to the top of the search, even if you're not sponsored. But if you're not, you get the scraps. You get what's left over. You will get enough to keep you on the platform, and that's it. And for those of us who have thousands of items on the platform, it's not easy for us to just up and go, right? And you still get sales on eBay. You will still get some sales. And eBay is kind of like my starting point of where I list. I mean, I list most everything that I have on eBay, aside from certain items that it's just not worth it to sell on eBay anymore. Because of the shipping and handling, that keeps going up. But the thing is everything that I have on eBay, I've only really started cross-listing this year, a little bit longer for local sales. But for instance, somebody was offering me, I had this kind of this soapstone, think the size of a crystal ball, and it's sitting in this stand. And it's heavy. It's really heavy. Years ago, that's a unique, it's actually quite cool. Picked it up at a garage sale. I had it listed. The guy made me basically a 50% offer, which I don't know about you guys, but, I've been getting some crazy lowball offers. I countered, he countered, and then I countered, and I'm like, look, this is the best I can do. I go, eBay takes too much in fees now, upwards to 20 or more percent, depending on how much somebody promotes. I'm right around 4%. I hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. But now that I know what somebody is willing, and then he had sent me back a message and saying like, well, this is the best that I can do because your shipping is this. And I'm like, well, and then I sent him a message back. I'm like, well, if eBay didn't take 20% out of that, put it in their pocket, sellers would be able to charge less than shipping and handling. And I get the whole argument. I get why eBay started doing that, but we're in a different time now. We're in a different time, and they shouldn't be charging promoted listings, and they shouldn't be taking fees out of the shipping. It should just be like, yeah, I've talked about this a million times, and it's only going to get worse as shipping goes up. eBay loves it when the postal increases happen because they make more money. Just when I thought I had the downstairs to myself, somebody came down, and I know if I wait too long, I'm going to totally mess up my train of thought. So I'm going to just have to hold this and talk. So basically what I do is as I get offers and I get, or the ability to send offers to watchers on specific items that I had forgot about because I've listed, forever ago, I will then take that. Now I have an idea of what somebody's willing to pay for it, and then I'll list it locally. I would rather make that money. So he was willing to pay 30 plus 13 shipping, so 43 US. So I will list that somewhere around 50 to 55 because now I know someone was willing to pay for that. I would rather make that money. I will sell things cheaper locally. Now, I will do everything to go out of my way to not sell something on eBay if I have the chance to sell it locally or to sell it on another platform. I'll sell it on Posh cheaper. That is kind of like where I'm at in terms of how I feel about eBay. So it's like coming on here and talking about eBay. Like what sold, in my opinion, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore because we are in an environment that it's like instead of these platforms and like I said in the beginning of this video, they all kind of have their own issues. I knew that Posh changing their fee, I knew that was not going to work. I was just hoping that by the time they decided to think about rolling it out in Canada, that they would have already realized what a disaster it was in the States. It didn't take them long to realize that. Etsy, they did something a month or so ago, basically forcing sellers to lower our shipping and handling to $5.97, even if it was something that was going to cost 2 to 3 times that. Or they threatened us. Don't really like that. I was pretty high on Etsy up until at that point. But yeah, I feel like they finagle. I think they micromanage sellers a little too much with that. That really left a bad taste in my mouth. Instead of these platforms working with us, it just seems like they're against us. It's like they think we don't know how to run our own businesses, and it's just annoying. It's just annoying. So coming on here and talking about reselling, I would rather spend my time working and building my business out on and spreading out my risk, and and so the other day I was thinking about this. Algorithms will keep you poor, in my opinion. We've seen it time and time again. People are always talking about, I guess Etsy changed their algorithm a year or two ago, and it was disastrous for many. eBay, when they changed their algorithm, 18 months ago, 19 months ago, when they made those changes, it was disastrous, and it's still disastrous for many resellers. Some people, like I said, are the chosen ones. They're getting sales, and if you're not, you're getting scraps. That's it. That's the bottom line. That is what eBay has become. I think it was on Carl's channel. He said, I can't remember now. I wrote it down. But something like 31% of the sellers make, I can't remember, but it was a pretty high number. It was a small percent, 31% of the sellers make X amount of their GMV, and it was quite a bit. Okay, I'm back down here. So the guy who was messaging me about this, I have no idea what this is actually. I bought it at a garage sale. Gosh, it must have been last summer. I mean, my title is unique. I don't even know how somebody found this. Unique unknown sandstone earthstone withstand. So it looks like he's going to pay $35 for it. I am going to go ahead and sell it. But here's another thing that really bothers me is what was I going to say? So it's one of those offers where I can't see where he's at, and I can't tell if it's from a promoted sale. So it makes it really hard to, there's just so much non-transparency on eBay. It makes me sick. And they're just always fiddling with things, and it's just annoying. And I feel like eBay is kind of like the Larry David of reselling sites, because they've always find themselves in a position that benefits them through subtraction. Meaning, like when Posh left Australia and was it Posh who left Australia and Europe, leaving eBay as being, the beneficiary of that. And then you've got Posh doing this stupid thing with the prices, and who's going to be the beneficiary of that? Most likely would be eBay, as buyers, refuse to buy on Posh, and that might change now that Posh is rethinking their stance on that. But also, I was having a thought about, I did say this was going to be all over the place. If these platforms think for 1 minute that buyers are going to just be okay with paying additional fees, like it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's going to cause them to stop buying on their platform. So I'm surprised and not surprised that Posh is rethinking their strategy. They must have seen their sales must have been instantly impacted for them 2 weeks in, because it makes them look like complete idiots. It really does. I don't even know who approved that. But so the guy messaged me about this, because I take every opportunity that I can to educate buyers, to be like, when they make offers, so he met me $3 below what I said was my final offer, and it probably would have been my final offer had I not just had a cancellation on an order that I had got yesterday evening, which was a lowball offer, but I was making some money up on the shipping and handling, and then he cancels and says he found a better price. I'm like, yeah, okay. That was kind of like the other day when somebody from one of the maritime provinces, one of the ones that are far, far east, it's like literally was going to cost me $18 to send a tablature book for Dave Matthews Band to him. And he was trying to get me to sell it for $8. My shipping was at $6. So add that up, $14 would have cost me almost $19 to ship. And he was trying to tell me that the reason why he was offering such a lower price is because he found somebody in the States who would sell it and ship it to him cheaper than me. Cheaper than 14. I don't know how that's actually possible. But anyhow, I try to educate these buyers, because when I told him that eBay takes the percentage out of this shipping, when he was complaining about the shipping, he was like, wait, what? They take a percentage out of the shipping? And then I'm like, you don't even know the half of it, brother. I'm like, eBay takes out of this, and then I told him about what promoted listings are. They need to know. They need to know. And this brings me to another thought. I was talking with Jet the other day, and these websites, like, could you imagine, like, there needs to be total transparency, right down to the fact that they should, on the listing, say how much the seller is promoting. I think that would be hilarious. Why not? Why not? I think, why keep it a secret? Let buyers know how much a seller is willing to promote. I've said it before and I will say it again. Promoted listings will ruin eBay's platform. AI even said, like in Carl's series, when he was asking AI about the promoted listings, and I definitely think this is a series people should check out over at eBay Life, that as promoted listings and sponsored listings continue to flood the search, buyers will become more distrustful of the things that they are being shown. Sellers will continually have to up their promoted listings rates as they compete with other sellers. It is and destroying their profit margins, and in doing so, it will put them out of business. Like, you can only promote so high. And I mean, I forecasted the demise of eBay, not this summer, but last summer, when I saw everything that was going on. I saw the writing on the wall. And prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that promoted listings and search, which are intertwined, those two factors are gonna destroy eBay, and unless management, and the current management has to go. They have to go because they're not in tune with how a reselling platform is supposed to be run. What do I know? Maybe nothing. But I know how to sell. And I knew how to sell before D-Day on eBay, and I'll know how to sell after, as I spread out my risk and, build my business that way. So the buyers, they don't actually know. I mean, not like they really care about our margins and how much we're paying to eBay, but at least in the washroom. You hear Maria, her voice? She can't really talk right now. It was really bad 3 or 4 days ago. It sounded like she was going through puberty as a man. But, hey, if eBay doesn't like me talking to the buyers and telling them about all the fees that they're taking out, then they shouldn't take them out. They shouldn't screw sellers as badly as they are. And don't get me started on the stock price, right? Like, don't let that positive stock price fool you. I have seen some very irrational behavior with the stock market, and it's a head scratcher, but it doesn't even rank. It doesn't even rank in one of the more irrational and exuberant stock prices that I've seen in my history of trading. It's just, nobody knows the platform. Nobody knows the struggles of the platform better than sellers who have been on the platform for 10 plus years. We are more in tune with what is normal, what is right, what is, you know, historically, if the site's functioning properly. It's just not. It's just not. And I am surprised that, you know, it has gone up, but I think it's more of a case of the sector being buoyed by economic data, or, you know, sectors move. A lot of times sectors move, even though the Etsy stock price, that was the other thing. Something happened with Etsy, and it had to do with them finagling, basically making us change our shipping prices. And I had forgotten to change my handling time or something. But anyhow, I had to use their online chat to talk to somebody. Boy, that is a mess. I was so mad because they were asking me these stupid questions to verify my account, and I didn't have that information like right in front. In fact, the third question they asked me, I didn't even understand what it was, and I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to find out what my handling time is on this thing, because I think you guys are wrong. I think you guys are telling me I need to ship by, and they're like, well, we can't access your account. And I was furious, and I will give eBay credit, a small amount of credit, for actually having live people to call into, because that is something that I cannot stand about Posh and Etsy, is that you can't call and actually talk to somebody. That's going to be a problem long term for me, I think, but you got to do it. I mean, you have to diversify. If you take anything away from this conversation other than the fact that I'm really embracing my grumpy old man phase, you have to start cross-listing. Like, if you've resisted, you have to do it. Like, eBay is not a platform that you can sell exclusively on unless you're one of the chosen ones. So yeah, let me check and see how long this video is. All right, I'm gonna leave it at this. We're right around 35 minutes. I don't even know what I talked about for all that time. This feels like a very Seinfeld-esque video, kind of like a reselling video about nothing. But things don't. For those of you who have messaged, I'm still here. I'm benefiting immensely from cross-listing. It is the single biggest, best thing that I've done with my business. I wish I would have done it 5 years ago. I wish I would have. Like, I'm complaining about Etsy and Posh as well, but I'm still thankful that they're there. I just wish these platforms would get their shit together and not make things so difficult for us. It would be nice to have a platform. So I am going to make another video about District, because there are some really cool things that I want to show you guys, and I want to invite you guys to reconsider District, because the way I look at it is I have items that are placing on the first page of Google that are not even placing on the first page of eBay search. If you have obscure items, if you have really commonplace items, that's not necessarily gonna probably happen. But if you have some obscure items, either, start your own marketplace if you want, join mine, join somebody else's. I want to put my attention on, like, and share what I'm observing on a platform which it's easy to list on. It's super easy. Like you can do a listing in like 30 seconds. It's registering in Google. Like there are some really interesting things that if somehow more and more people start to learn about district, I think it could be huge. I think it could be, like, we all talk and we all want alternatives to reselling, and I mean, if I have the opportunity, and I'm going to show you examples of my listings showing, being on the first page. Not all of them are, but as more and more people create marketplaces as well, I'm almost certain the one item that I sold, it was an IKEA bracket. It was like a $24 bracket kind of thingy. I'm certain that the guy found it through Google. Like there's no way, like he had joined that day, bought it. All of the signs point to the fact that I got that sale because it was on Google. I think myself, I have close to 200 listings, and not, I don't list everything on District, but I'll go more into that in another video. But yeah, I don't know what to say, guys. I can't commit right now to making any kind of regular videos, and that's not to say that I won't get the urge in a few days. I doubt it, because I just don't get the urge anymore really to make videos. But we'll see how this video performs. I'm sure it's probably not, I'm done making any kind, not that my thumbnails were fancy, but wait until you see what I'm going to do. I'm tired of like trying to please the YouTube. Oh, that was the other thing. So the whole idea of algorithms will keep you poor. I feel quite certain about this as we go into the future. eBay's algorithm change screwed us. Etsy's algorithm change screwed us. I don't know how many times I've heard about YouTube's algorithm change has screwed like major. Like I remember thinking to myself, how are these big YouTubers who have like 500,000 subscribers or more, why are they quitting their channels? Algorithm changes. Algorithms are only in place to benefit the company. I get it. It makes sense. But I don't have to be a part of it, right? Or I don't have to put all my eggs in that algorithmic basket. And I think that kind of, I have this firm belief about algorithms that they are designed. Any website out there that has an algorithm in place, it is a manipulated website that is only designed to make money for the company itself. And how does it make money? By screwing its users. We are the users. So whether it's YouTube, whether it's eBay, whatever it is out there, in my opinion, that's changed my mind about that. Maybe this is a naive, small-sighted, uneducated take, but I don't know. I feel like YouTube is not what it used to be. It seems like I'm not even gonna go into that. Anyhow, if you're still here, I appreciate you watching. You can sub if you want. You can do whatever you think is going to help this video. Future videos will be determined based on how my videos do, and it's a time thing, right? It's like I can't spend time pouring mental energy into these videos, talking about content that I'm kind of just over talking about eBay. They have let me down too much over the last 18 months, and I really don't even want to give them any more energy, any more attention, any more advertising than they deserve, and they don't deserve anything right now. So hope you guys are doing well. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.